Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44. So I'm making a lot of videos for some reason today. I don't know. I'm just in the mood. But rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. First of all, I don't want to get on here without saying that. Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and everyone who lost their lives in that flight, that crash. It was a year ago today as I'm making this video. So that's a very big deal for everybody in the NBA, everybody in the sports world, and certainly all of us as Laker fans in LA. But that's not the purpose of this particular video. I just want to kind of point out a few players that I think are really playing well. I don't have statistics. If you follow me, you know I'm not the most thorough dude. I'm always one to tell you guys that. But I know of some names, and I've been paying attention to some things that are going on in the NBA, and I just want to shout out some names. I just want to point out some guys that I think are playing well. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, the first name I got in my head right now is Devin Vassell of the San Antonio Spurs. Consistency is the name of the game with that kid. You can count on him giving you a little bit of boards, a little bit of assists, steals every single night, and points every single night, around 14, 15, and he's increasing. This is a shooting guard, small forward player, somebody that the Spurs picked up in the draft this year, I think in the lottery as a matter of fact, and their fans are raving about him. I'm excited. I picked him up in fantasy before everybody got a hold of him. In fact, I don't even think they really are on to the fact that he's fantasy relevant yet. He's just kind of lost down there in the pack of players that are on the waiver wire at the moment. And I just clicked on his name and looked at his numbers. I'm like, yo, you need to pick, like, everyone needs to add this guy to their fantasy team. So I added him to most of my fantasy teams, and he's made me look like a genius ever since. So keep an eye on Devin Vassell. I think he is one of the future of the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio's future is looking real bright, man. They're looking real bright because they got another guy on that list of mine that I want to mention as well. Another small forward shooting guard combination. They have a couple of those guys on that team right now. Keldon Johnson of the San Antonio Spurs. He started the year off very strong. He has a big body, small forward once again, can rebound the ball, can score the ball, can do some things for you in the steals category. Doesn't quite give you as much steals as Devin Vassell. Stretches the floor a little bit here and there, that kind of thing, but he just gives you a lot of value. You give him 30 minutes a game, he's going to give you really good stuff. And I don't believe he's been in the league for longer than a year himself. I don't think he's a rookie this year. He might have been drafted last year, something like that. Keldon Johnson is fantasy relevant. I own him on a lot of my teams. He started breaking out at the beginning of the season and has really carried on pretty strong. Over the last couple of games, he's kind of fallen off a little bit with the ascension of Devin Vassell, but he is still somebody that I've kept on my teams, haven't dropped him once, and he's made me very happy as a fantasy basketball player. So he's the second name on the list. Another name I want to talk about is Clint Capella. I've been looking at what Clint Capella's doing from afar, and quite honestly, he's just blocking shots like Dikembe Mutombo or something. The number of blocks that he's had over the last 5 games is somewhere in the 20s. It's absolutely and utterly ridiculous defense he's putting up right now. He's rebounding the ball extremely well. You got to give the big man some credit coming back from a big injury, having been traded from Houston and then missed the whole season. Ended up in Atlanta, missed start of the season. They drafted a center, Okongwu, behind them, somebody everybody really likes, someone who has a future in this league, and he came in and took the challenge to be his old self that he was with the Houston Rockets. I feel like a genius because I had him as somebody I would draft on, during that era when he was drafted. I saw some of his highlights and said, that's somebody I want on my team, and realized that he was going in the second round, and I was very certain that he would outplay the hell out of that second round selection, and he has. That is an all-star center. I don't know if he's ever made an all-star team, but he'll make one before it's over. If he keeps playing like this, he plays at all-star level, and he needs to be considered right now. Everybody knows who he is, so you know, if you're a fantasy basketball player, he's already on everybody's team. You're not going to find him on the waiver wire, obviously, but he is definitely somebody to pay attention to if you're watching the Atlanta Hawks. He is solidifying the fact that you have size down there, and just blocking shots like a madman. Just defensive player of the year candidate as far as I can tell with what he's been doing. The fourth name I want to mention at random, and these are guys of different tiers, so you'll see there's really no consistency in terms of young players, old players, where they're at in their careers. These are just guys I see playing well right now. Jaylen Brown. Anybody who knows basketball 2021 knows Jaylen Brown should be an all-star in the Eastern Conference this year. Now, I know it's going to be logjam. Somebody's going to get snubbed that doesn't deserve to be, but it definitely should not be him. He's putting up MVP caliber numbers. He's been one of the most consistent players in the league. He's elevated his game to a level that is simply touching and scraping superstar status at this point. People are wondering whether or not he or Jason Tatum is the better player, and he's earned that. He's earned it. Congratulations to Jaylen Brown, because I've mentioned on my video and I've followed his circumstances in Boston. It has not been an easy path through the Celtics for him. He was drafted, third or fourth or something like that, and then found himself playing behind people, slow with his numbers to start his career, slow the second year because he was playing behind Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart was getting a lot of those minutes as well. Then they draft Jason Tatum, bring him in. He's the light. All of a sudden, Jaylen Brown's like a complimentary guy to him, and all this other madness that just doesn't really tell the story of what type of upside and talent Jaylen actually has. Now, right now, you are seeing what type of talent Jaylen Brown is capable of displaying on a regular basis. He's basically a superstar. His draft stock lived up to as of today, and we're just getting started with that dude. I personally, as a Laker fan, would love to see him the hell out of Boston so I could actually root for him. But if I were a Celtic fan, I would have nothing of that. This is somebody who should be paid all the money in the world whenever it's time for him to get paid. Spare no expense, give him what he deserves. I think of him close to superstar status, and I think he'll make superstar status within the next 3-4 years. It's that real with that dude. It's that real. Who else is on my list? I got millions of names I'd love to make to say here. Cole Anthony, rookie out of Orlando. He is Greg Anthony's son. I know you guys probably know Greg Anthony is. Played for the Knicks, played for Portland, played for some other teams as well. Also an NBA analyst. Greg's son can go, man. I mean, he's slow to score in terms of getting started. First of all, again, he's a rookie. This is his first year. He's with the Orlando Magic. He was playing behind Markelle Fultz. Markelle went down with an injury. He showed signs while he was playing with Fultz that he could fill up the box score if you give him minutes, but the opportunities just weren't there because they have a young point guard and then they draft him. But Fultz goes down. He comes in as the insurance for Fultz, as I'm sure the plan was to begin with, being that Fultz had some serious injury issues. And he's come in, he's really established himself slowly but surely since been given that starting spot. Now you look up and you see him filling out the box score. He's giving you everything. He's giving you a steal, giving you a block, he's giving you assists, he's pulling out a few boards. He's now starting to score a little bit as well. So this is somebody who does a little of everything, and he's getting the minutes right now. So he's putting himself in a position to really be understood as a real player, and the upside is tremendous. At this point, the upside is tremendous. Now, of course, Markelle will be back next season. What that means for Cole Anthony's position as a point guard with the Orlando Magic, I do not know. But I do know that he is somebody who's going to have a future in this league and somebody who's already playing well in his rookie season. The next person I want to talk about is a guy by the name of Jared Vanderbilt. I just discovered this guy yesterday. I didn't know who he was. He's another guy like Devin Vassell who didn't have a whole lot of fantasy attention. And, you just go looking down the waiver wire, you click on names, and you realize guys are doing things. Vanderbilt is blocking shots and stealing the ball like a madman. He is doing everything you want him to do, just like Cole Anthony in terms of filling up the box score. He does a little of everything. Jared Vanderbilt is a power forward who plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have a guy by by the name of Juancho Hernangomez, who they are waiting to come back from COVID protocol, who will be taking minutes from Vanderbilt, and I think that's a mistake. I drop Hernangomez immediately if I'm the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I give the keys to Vanderbilt. You have a front court of the future right here and now. Vanderbilt, to me, looks like Christian Wood, basically in terms of coming out of nowhere, suddenly being somebody at the power forward position that you're going to have to pay at some point. It's really just about I've seen enough in the numbers to know that this is somebody that needs to be playing and playing a lot. So Jared Vanderbilt, you never heard of him, but you will if he gets opportunities that his numbers are dictating he deserves. Another guy in Minnesota that I like is going to be on my list, Naz Reid. I've made a video about Naz Reid, or put him in one of my videos. He's just a guy who needs a lot of minutes. If he gets those minutes, he's going to put up real numbers for you. Boards, blocks, consistently scores. He's going to give you what you want from your big man, and he's going to do a lot of it. So I look forward to seeing his future. He's got a bright one. So, you know, you look and see, you know, some of the guys on my list, they don't have the greatest opportunities consistently, but because of these COVID protocol and things of that nature, they're getting those opportunities. Another guy that comes to mind is Kendrick Nunn. Now, we know what Kendrick Nunn can do because we've seen him break out like this before in his rookie season. He's capable of putting up 30, 40 points if he gets hot, but it's all about volume for him. He's getting it with Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler and a few of their other guys who are not on the floor right now because of COVID and things of that nature. So the opportunities are there for the Miami Heat, and he's taking advantage, and he's putting up the type of numbers that we know he can put up when he's given consistent big-time minutes. So shout out to a guy like Kendrick Nunn. There are other guys that I would like to shout out, but honestly, I got to get back to work. That's really what it comes down to. But that's a few people on my list. Maybe I'll make a second video giving you the rest of my list. Maybe I think of some other guys as well. And yeah, that's what I got to say. Thank you guys for watching. My name is BDF44, and I'm out.